earlier that made me think about something. Do you think black women in entertainment are allowed to evolve gracefully, or do we only celebrate them when they're like young and messy?
No, man. I think do I think people like when people are sad? Yeah. But I think about like, women that are rocking it. Like people do celebrate you. I think as a community though, just outside of artistry, I do think that the more we can support each other, the better we will be. And I think historically, because of what we've been through, like historically as a culture, as a race, you're conditioned to go mine, mine, mine. You're conditioned to you don't want to share so much. And what I've noticed in my community,
Yeah, so my rant tonight, my bad. So my rant tonight will probably be dealing with this conversation with Sierra that day she was having with Charlamagne the God on the Breakfast Club. Pretty much saying, do we let the females age gracefully in our culture when it comes to music? I'm assuming, since he's talking to Sierra. But I mean, we can relate it to everything in our culture, whether it be music or acting or otherwise. Do we allow them to, maybe in my condition or maybe in my train of thought, say age out gracefully? I would like to say yes, in my opinion. But then, the people that I would probably name wouldn't be of this generation. So then technically it really wouldn't count. The Patti LaBelle's and stuff like that. Etta Jameson and people like that. That's of a different age group. So who would I think of? I mean, that's this age group. I mean, even if I think a little bit forward more than Mary J. Blige, I feel like we let her age out gracefully. I don't feel like I just see a lot of people just going out of their way to hate on Mary J. Blige or to be like she garbage or anything like that. She's most definitely still beautiful. I mean, everybody gets jokes. She gets joked about her dance moves or whatever. That would probably be the most. But for this generation, who will we say that would even be phased herself out? Even with somebody like Sierra, I feel like she gets respect for the class that she's in. You talk about it all the time when it comes to music or singing or any type of art. There's different lanes for stuff. When you go into that pop realm or something like that, or you're trying to go for a range of popularity, like a Beyonce, or you're trying to be in that type of realm, there is certain political things that start getting played outside of your music just being what your music is. Secondly, when we talk about singing, there's singers and there's people that hold a note and that hold a tune. I believe I said it before. Jasmine Sullivan would be one of those people that I feel like, okay, she's been allowed to do, because of the way she presented herself as an artist, and even the conversations that she openly has, we've allowed her to phase out or age gracefully inside of this situation or inside of music. I think a lot of the time what happens with the females is, or even with well, not as much as with the male rappers, because we don't necessarily, or they don't just come out and be like, this is who I am and what I'm standing on as far as a life position, other than snitching or something like that. But a lot of times when female artists come out, in my opinion, you come out with a rhetoric. Lizzo, wait, it was your rhetoric. Hey, this group of people that are overweight, we should be able to function inside of the world just like everybody else does and feel safe, blah, blah, blah. So then once you lose that, it changes. Her situation was the independence thing, and so of course when the situation happened with her dropping that one song, talking about being independent and stuff, the crowd is looking at you like, what are you doing? And we know that you're married. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to speak on or do whatever you want to do, but as a female artist, I feel like we do kind of hold them inside of those boxes a little bit more when it comes to subject matter. But when it comes to males, we hold them inside of a box more with style. So if you come out doing Southern beats, as a male, we pretty much want you doing South shit. Like if you want to experiment, you experiment on somebody else's songs, but don't experiment on our time. You know what I mean? So it's a trade-off either way. I appreciate the conversation that Sierra had. The full conversation was excellent. You should check it out on the Breakfast Club. Leave your thoughts in the bottom of what you think. Do we let female artists age out gracefully or switch the game up gracefully? Or however it is that you may feel that this question was positioned. Let me know if you feel like any of the people that I named would be considered in the generation for that type of accolades of saying, hey, we're letting them phase out gracefully. But if not, we keep it moving. That's my rant for the night.